Election Day. I'm not going to use the vlog to try and push my agenda. I'm not going to talk about who I'm voting for, who I think you should vote for, or that I think you should go out and vote. I think you have the right to go vote, and if you want to go vote, you should go vote. But I'm not going to... I'm not going to sit here and say that I think it's everyone's duty to go vote, because it's not. It's your right to go vote. Okay, you have that right, but there's a fundamental difference. There's a fundamental difference between a right and a duty. And what I mean by this is, what I mean by that is, your vote is personal. It's personal to you. And it should mean something. It should be important to you. I don't think that everybody out there should just cast a vote just to vote. But that doesn't make sense. Voting is important, okay? And if you're just voting just to say you voted, then that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't do anything. That doesn't accomplish anything. And you're not voting for a greater good that you believe in and you stand behind. You need to educate. Every person out there needs to educate themselves, right? Don't rely on others to educate you. Don't rely on the media to tell you who to vote for. Don't rely on your friends and your family. Don't be afraid to come to your own conclusions. Read some books. Get some perspective and a worldview. Put yourself in other people's shoes and learn what they're going through before you pass a judgment on how laws should be passed that would affect others or even yourself. Understand both sides of every single argument, and then find a third side and understand that one too. You need to educate yourself as much as possible, where you can come to your own conclusions, where you could sit down and have a political discussion with anyone and actually hold your own in a debate against issues. If you're going to go out there and cast your vote on something as important as the presidential election, you should be able to back up that vote with information and knowledge and hard facts. What I hate is all these memes out there. Memes are not news, people. Memes do not mean anything. And how quickly things and information and falsehoods are shared all over social media these days drives me nuts. People treat social media like it's the mainstream news source. And it's all based on a falsehood. It's all based on fake information that's not real. It's frustrating to me. So do your own research, find your own credible sources, and when you find that credible source, find a couple more that can back up what that source is saying. Don't be blind, and don't just hear what you want to hear and see what you want to see. Look for other perspectives on things. Get a better worldview when you go vote. That is important. That's what you need to be doing. And if we all took the time to get a better, to get a better worldview and a better understanding of exactly what it is we were voting on, the issues at hand, I think as a country we would be better. But back to my original point, you shouldn't just be going out and voting just to say you voted. If you want to vote, go vote. But you should educate yourself first. That's what I'm saying. The last thing I want to talk about is what happens tomorrow. What happens after Inauguration Day in a few months. No matter who you voted for today, I mean, we live in a democracy and we choose to live here. Yeah, most of us were probably born here. But we didn't leave, we stayed. And it is because this is the greatest nation on earth, and I still believe that. And we choose to live here because we get to choose our leader. That's one of our reasons. That's the beauty of a democracy. We all vote, and we as the people choose somebody who represents us. this election is quite possibly going to have, is going to elect the president, the next president of the United States, who also will have the already entering the office the highest disapproval rating probably than any other president ever has day one in the office. And what I mean by that is, like, we're split right now. Like, according to all the polls, it is 50-50 Clinton and Trump. Okay? And out of Trump's 50% of the vote, there's a chunk of those who don't even like Trump, but are just voting it because it's the Republican Party, or because they don't like Hillary even more. And the same goes for Hillary. Out of Hillary's 50% right now, roughly, there's a chunk of that who don't even like Hillary. They're just voting to keep Trump out of office, and or because she's a Democrat. And that's not a good situation to be in. But what we have to remember is we need progress in this country. And progress comes from cooperation. Okay? Progress comes from us working together. And that means we want to live here and we want to be able to choose the president of our choice. Then we have to live with the choice of the rest of this country. Right? So if I go in there voting for candidate A, and I feel so strongly about it, I've been anti-candidate B this entire time, but candidate B wins, well, guess what? We need to support candidate B now. Like, that's who we chose as a people. And you may not agree with everything they say, but you have to give them a chance. Like, people need a chance to make a change, right? Whether you agree with anything about them or not, give them the opportunity. If we spend the next 4 to 8 years, trying to block everything that person does, or make them look like a buffoon on social media and just try to take them down a peg every chance we get and dissect every word they have and try to twist it to fit our own agenda, then we're not going to make any progress. We're not going to accomplish anything. And we don't need that as a nation. This is a tough time for the world right now. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of bad stuff going on. And we need, regardless of what our viewpoints are and whatnot, whoever gets elected needs us as a country united behind them. That's what we are. We're the United States of America, meaning we're all together. So when we choose the president today, whoever gets elected, I implore you all to please give them your support. Give them the opportunity to do what they've fought this entire race to do. Give them a chance. Because if we don't, then we do nothing. Then we stay stagnant while the rest of the world passes us by. I'm going to go in and vote now. I'll talk to you again in a minute. I voted! Oh yeah, you see, I got my I voted sticker. What is the quickest way to work from here? Alright, so today was a good day at work. Voted this morning. And now we're going to go home. I got to go pick up William. Got about 30 minutes to get there, 25, 30 minutes. And then we're going to go over to the Taylor's house, I think, and watch the election results kind of roll in. See how that goes. Sitting at home, kind of cooking some dinner, waiting on Alex to get here. She's stuck in Austin traffic. Watching the results come in here. But, scratch on there, you guys see that? Yep, anything can happen. So while we're waiting, we're making some pot stickers. Or if you go to Korea, they're called Yaki Mandu, and I would always get them extra crispy, and they were always deep fried. So I don't know if you noticed, but We got a little man in here. He's watching Power Rangers. Can you say hi, little man?
Hi.
Stupid Power Rangers.